I don't focus specifically on MTG Finance. I do some thrift store buys, I do box openings, I do some top 8s, but I do have some knowledge in MTG Finance and I do play a bit of it. So I'm gonna actually give some of my tips and what I believe are great investments and strategies to try to grow your Magic the Gathering portfolio and wealth through this game. So here's some tips. I'm gonna list that right here. So number 1 is do your research about cards that you own. So you may have cards that you've acquired throughout just buying either collections or just bulk that you have that's sitting around from boxes that you've opened. Now there's always cards and sets that kind of creep up in value and you may not even realize it. That's why it's important to use resources like MTG Goldfish or MTG Stocks to do your double Ds, your due diligence, to do some market research and look through the set. Sometimes you can actually break it down through sets and look at the card changes in value, like percentage based, or just are the most valuable cards, and you can descend them or ascend those in those orders like that. I've actually found some really great picks through just going through my old bulk. It was crazy. Like, you go through bulk, some cards you have no idea have risen in price. Some commons that you thought were just like bulk commons will be worth a few bucks, and if you have a lot of those, you can buy list them or you can sell them online. And that's the second thing I was going to talk about, eBay. eBay is a great resource if you're a seller or a buyer. They have eBay bucks, which actually you'll be able to be eligible through the amount of purchases or how many things you've sold, and you can actually check back every once in a while, and you do get eBay bucks, and you can use those to reduce the cost of buying, great cards that are undervalued on eBay, reserve list cards, etc. Sometimes they actually even have eBay coupons. They used to do one every month where you'd get $3 or it was $5 every month. It would be like enter 5 or high 5 or new 5, beginner 5. I can't remember the exact code, but they used to even just give away $5 if you have an eBay account every month, and you'd be able to use that to buy a cheap playset of commons, or you can use that to speculate on a card, and that's a great resource right there, eBay. Now number 3 would be buying collections. Now what I mean buying collections is usually when you're buying singles, you're going to be paying closer to a market price. But when you're buying collections, people sometimes they just want to offload their stuff as quickly as possible so they can get a quick, big dollar value return. And sometimes they're going to take a hit of 50% or less when they do sell those collections. So as long as you have the time and patience, you can turn buying a collection into a big profit margin for you, especially if they're willing to take that loss just to unload their collection. Fairly recently, I bought a collection for around $1,000, and I was able to actually go through all the cards, and I separated the bulk, and then I separated buy list cards, and then there's other cards I was able to sell on eBay or through Facebook Marketplace. So for the higher end cards, and I was able to recoup at least $400 or $500. So I mean, yeah, obviously it's going to take time, but if you love the game Magic, like some people just like going through cards and sorting them, and they get some enjoyment of that, or they have binders for sets. They want to get those cards and collections and fill those binders in so they have complete sets. So that's a great resource as well. Another one is, think of it like a stock market. You want to buy the dips. So when new sets come out, and especially if those sets have reprints in them, you want to look at those reprints that are very, used to be very valuable, or just popular cards played in multiple sets, in multiple formats, and wait for them to bottom out and then make your positions there. So buying a massive amount of them, whether it's a playset, which is a smaller amount, but obviously you can buy whatever amount you see fit, and usually you're going to get at least some sort of return on them. So one of the cards that's great for that is Soul Ring. It always ends up going up right before the next commander set, and you get Soul Rings in every single commander set. So go in, buy as many Soul Rings as you can, and then you can recoup a lot of that money back, sometimes double your value before the new set gets announced. That used to be a good strategy of mine, but then in general, let's say Vampiric Tutor, let's say that used to be price memory, it was like over $100. People still remember that card being that valuable. So the card will eventually want to get back to that price, and if you buy it at the bottom and you buy a bunch of copies, slowly over time, maybe a year or two, it'll go back to closer around that, as long as there's no reprints. So it's that's more of a risky move, but I actually think that there's a lot of value that you can get from it, and you can actually make a pretty good return on your money. So, and the last one I wanted to talk about is sealed stuff. So sealed product, I mean, it doesn't always go up, unfortunately, especially like recent times, but for the most part, sealed Magic the Gathering product, especially booster boxes, at least go up incrementally over time. So if you want to actually grow your portfolio that way, sealed is always a good way to actually grow the value of your collection. And that's what I've been doing, is partially what I've been doing. I also get a lot of old 7th edition foils and some reserve list cards as well. Anyways, I hope you guys found this video useful, and I hope I gave you some tips, or at least helped you understand the MTG Finance world a bit more. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment, and let me know some of your strategies or some tips that you may have to grow your Magic Gathering portfolio. And I would love to read them and reply, and I'll see you in the next video.